Good morning, Your Excellencies. Good morning. It's so good to be here. And I consider this a privilege to be standing before great people and to be addressing you this morning. Thank you for coming and thank you for listening. And also I want to say a big thank you to Dr. Sunday Oloriseyi and Dr. Wisdom Ezekiel for being faithful, for being tenacious, for being consistent, and above all, for having integrity. Because that's value, having integrity. I celebrate you. I celebrate you. I celebrate the fact that you have made a lot of people millionaires. And that is, you're not selfish. You are spreading the wealth. You're making millionaires common. Millionaires come on. And then, ladies and gentlemen, if you don't mind, put those hands together and appreciate this wonderful people. If you don't mind, stand up, please. Just appreciate them. No, you sit down, you sit down, you sit down, you sit down. Thank you, thank you. Come on, put those hands together. Let it be loud. Okay, you may take your seat. It's so good that I'm the first speaker, so I will say my nonsense and I will go out of here. And then every other person will come and fix it. But definitely there are some people here. You came in here because you know that this event is going to be a life-transforming event for you. You know, I don't play activities. I don't like activities. I don't like conferences. Any conference that is not going to leave me with a tangible, nugget, tangible step-by-step to take. I am not for it. And one thing I figured out about the Wealth Summit is that it has always given us nuggets to take home, step-by-step processes to follow. And I always tell people this, it is not, there is always a process. Anybody who is a process person knows this, that you don't only focus on the product, you also focus on the processes towards getting the product. And then if you have ever worked in a manufacturing company, probably Cadbury or Nestle, and then you realize that in as much as they want the Bonvita and the Nestle to come out very well, they do not focus on the end product alone. They always focus on the processes. If we need to have 2 bottles or 2 cups of milk, I'm just giving an example here, and 1 egg, and then 1 teaspoon of cocoa to mix together, and then get that product, what they will fight for is to make sure that the 2 can of milk is there, 1 spoon of cocoa is there, you understand? And then with that, they will be able to get the end product. And that's why we're here. And I implore you to listen attentively to all the speakers. We'll be sharing some things with you that you need to put down and practice. Put down and practice. If time permit me, I will show you that nobody becomes wealthy all of a sudden. People will become wealthy all of a sudden. They become unwealthy all of a sudden also. Because it's all about time, it's all about integrity, it's all about consistency. And you must have that at the back of your mind. And that's why I want to congratulate the Pertinence group again for celebrating 10 years. You're just starting. You're just starting, actually. By my own definition of business, you're not in business until you have done 10 years. Anybody who's done 3 years and seeing so much money, so much revenue, and then they begin to let the revenue get into their head, they are about to receive a shocker. You are in business after you have done 10 years. There's statistics for it. I don't want to go into that. And then, where is the money in Lagos? Where is the money in Lagos? The real money of Lagos is not in the dump site. It is not anywhere, but it's in people. Anybody who understands this knows that they have to take people very seriously and they have to embrace people. Let me give you a good example so that you can know the amount of wealth flowing in Lagos alone. In Lagos alone. Now we have, according to whether actual figures or fictitious figures, we have about 20 to 25 million people in Lagos. Am I right? Hello, guys. Am I right? Okay, let's just take 20. Now, just imagine if I ask you a question that how much will an individual spend in a day on food? How much? Averagely. On 1,000? Did you say 1,000? Are we all agreeing on 1,000? Okay, you tell me your own if you are saying not 1,000. 500. Okay, let's stay with 500. Don't worry. Don't let us go into an argument. When we say average, some of us will not spend 1,000. Some of us may spend 10,000 per day. Some of us may spend 50 naira per day. By the time you bring it together, you get an average sum of 500. So what that means is that multiply 20 million by 500. Who wants to do the calculation for me? 20 million, 500 naira. Did you say 10 billion? Billion, am I right? So what does that mean? That means 10 billion is circulating in Lagos every day on food. 10 billion is circulating in Lagos State every day on food. We can't talk about transportation. Don't let us even talk about the normal, day-to-day utensils that you use. So when you look at it, anybody who is looking for real money anywhere in the world should look at the people. You should look at the people. Having established that, let me go further. And then again, you need to also realize that when we talk about this wealth, it is not everybody that you see that is wealthy. It is not everybody that you see that is wealthy. So most of us, we play with the 1%. The 1% are the exceptional people. And then when I teach, I don't teach 1%, I teach 99%. 1% are the ones that will not do too much, or they were lucky and they became rich. The Christian call it grace. The normal people call it luck. But anybody who is waiting and preparing their own strategy based on 1% has a long way to go. And then you are more susceptible to failure if you base your strategy on the 1%. You know, Toby Amusa and then did fantastic. She won gold medal. She broke the record. And everybody has now become a motivational speaker and using her story and everything like that. But the question you want to ask yourself is that how many people becomes wealthy by breaking world athletic record like that? And then if you have not been practicing from age 14, then that is not your own path. In as much as a story is inspiring, you know that that may not be your path to follow. So the next thing you look at is that you begin to ask yourself questions like, where is the industry where most, or the industry that has produced more millionaires than the others? More millionaires than the others. So once you figure out that industry or those industries, even if you do not have the skills to operate in those industries, what you try to do is to put your money together and make sure that your money is invested in those industries. That way, you are increasing your probability or your chances of becoming a multi-millionaire. Do you understand that? Many people don't know this. Many people don't understand this. They just go with the bandwagon. But you must be somebody who sit back and try to understand the different industries. And then once you understand those different industries, you know where to plug your money in, or you know where to plug your effort in. Let me also say this, ladies and gentlemen, is that we have only 20 million people that are actually worth being called a millionaire. And when we say millionaire, with the latest happening in Nigeria right now, I think that numbers will be reducing gradually or somehow, because a millionaire is somebody who is worth $1 million and above. $1 million and above. Just 2 weeks ago, it was 600 million naira, and then just about 2 days ago was 700 million naira or something. But don't let us even go there. I don't want to even make you feel sad about that. But this is it. 20 million people are worth it. Now, that is according to NIYI Consulting. But Credit Suisse said that there are about 56 to 58 million people that are actually making $1 million and above. Now, check that out. 56 million makes $1 million and above, and it's only 20 million that is worth. I mean, when you calculate their worth, when you calculate their assets. Now, when they calculate assets, they don't calculate the house that the person is living in. So the house that you're living in is not really part of the asset they calculate. So now look at it. 56 million makes $1 million. It's only 20 million that are worth $1 million. That means about 36 million people got dropped out. Why? You need to figure that out so that you can know that what do I need to do so that I don't become part of the 36 million. That's not our focus today. Now, out of the 20 million people all over the world, though, all over the world, 20 million people all over the world. I mean, 20 million out of 7 billion people all over the world, that's very pathetic. It's not even 1%, you understand that? It's not even 1%, it's not even 0, it's even 0.1. I don't even know, don't let me go into calculation because I didn't do well in maths. So, you have just 20 million, and guess what? America has 5 million of those people. 5 million of those people. So the remaining world, we're now grappling with the 15 million. And in America, the 5 million of those people is only about 300 and something thousand people that are of the black skin. Less than 10% of the people who are millionaires by dollars are black skin. Now, when you come to Africa, it's so pathetic and very, very frightening. Africa has about 136,000 people that are millionaires. 136 or 139, I can't really remember the figure right now, but it's about less than 140,000 people that are millionaires in Africa. And South Africa has the largest. South Africa has, that's not where I'm going. Don't look at that. Look at me. That one, they're just trying to catch up with me. Don't worry. I'll let them know when the slide is very, very connected. Now, South Africa has about 36,000 of those people. Nigeria has 10,000 of those people. Now, that was before the Naira started changing colors. 10,000 of those people. Now, 200 million Nigerians, am I right? 200 million Nigerians. And then you have 10,000 of those people that are millionaires in dollars. You know, sometimes when I read out these things, some people let me know that some Nigerians that their money is not known in the bank, that their money is in soccerways, is in buildings. I understand that. So let us even give those ones 1,000. Am I right? Because it can't be everybody. Even if we put all the politicians in Nigeria together, let us give them 5,000. Am I right? Hello? Hello? 5,000. So let us say 15,000 Nigerians are millionaires in dollars. Out of 200 million Nigerians. Now, again, this is how you do your research. Where are most of them living? Where are most of them situated? what kind of business are most of them doing? Because they will tell you that it is easier for you to become a billionaire in Africa if you live in Nigeria, South Africa, Egypt. Why? Because they have the highest number of billionaires, more than the other countries. So also, it is easier for you to be a millionaire or make more money if you live in Lagos, Abuja, and Port Harcourt. So don't get me wrong. I'm not saying there are no millionaires in Onitsha or Aba. I'm not saying that. I'm just trying to tell you, you have more numbers in a particular place. So when you have more numbers in a particular place, then you begin to ask yourself, do I need to relocate to those places? Do I need to understand the kind of business they do in those places? Because your strategy must be based on data. Your strategy must be based on numbers. So you don't just go to the market and think that the things will fall on you. You go into the market intentionally. Intentionally. So, 15 million, we've dashed Nigeria 5 million more, 5,000 more, 15,000 Nigerians are millionaires. And the thing begins to get so funny that the people who have worth $10 million and above are about 510 Nigerians. 510 Nigerians can actually boast of they can actually boast that they are worth $10 million and above. $100 million and above, they are about 51 people in Nigeria. 51 people in Nigeria. Although Forbes says that we have only 3 billionaires, NIYI Consulting says that we have 4 billionaires according to that report. But I would rather go for 4. Don't let me go for 3. And then plus those ones that eat their own in the soccer ways. And also let us even say it is 4 actually, or more than 4. Are we together here? Hello, are we together here? Because you know what? Nobody strolls into wealth. Everybody they are intentional about what they do and how they go about things. And then the best of the best people, listen to me, are the ones who pay attention to data, are the ones who pay attention to statistics. And they know where to go and they know what to do. So, these people, where did they make most of their wealth? Before I go into that, let me also explain this to us. That do you know that 1% of the world's population they earn $1 million and above, they actually control close to 50% of the total wealth of the world. And this is about 56 million people. You know, when we say population of the 1%, no, we're talking about the working population. The children are not there. So the children makes up the 7 billion. But these guys, they control almost half of the world's population. And then you have the ones who are 10%. The 10%, those ones make $100,000 and above. $100,000 and above. These ones, they added to the 1%, they control 85% of the wealth of the world. 85% of the wealth. Can you imagine 10% of the people already have 85% of everything? Hello? So when we come for World Summits such as this, you need to be open to statistics like this so that it's not just something that you come and is a flash in the pan. Are we together here? So 30% of the world's population, people who earn about $10,000 and above, 30%, those ones, they control, added to the 10% and to the 1%, they control 97% of the wealth of the world. They now leave 3% for the 70%. May you not be found with the 70%. And if you're in the 70%, you need to listen very well and then look at what do I need to do to move myself to the 30, at least to start with, so that I don't get too overwhelmed. To the 30 that makes $10,000 and above, and a little bit more, and more principles and more strategy be shared with you, then you move into the 10%, and after you move into the 10%, it's easier for you to move into the 1%, and there is the 1% of the 1%, you know that. Even amongst the 1%, there's another 1%. Because you can be making $1 million, but there are people who are still 1% of the 1%, the numero uno amongst every other person. So you must know, what do I need to do? How do I need to go about this so that I can be moving step by step? You don't just jump. If you jump into this, you jump out. Because there is a mentality, there is a mindset, and there is a way you have to go about it. There is a language of the 1%. There is a language of the 10%. There is a language. We both speak English language, but we interpret it differently. You must know the kind of syllables, the kind of words, the adjective that works in each category, or else you jump in there, you are pulled out immediately. Are we together here? Are we together here? Now, based on my findings, the industries that have actually churned out more millionaires are about 7. The slide is there. You guys should just locate it right now. 7 industries. Yeah, good. 7 industries. Financial services. They've kind of reduced my stuff to 5 right here. It's 7. Okay, it's there. Thank you. Good. This one is not showing. Now you see, this is how you know the age of your man. When he can't see properly again from afar. Okay, it's back here. Good. You have financial service, technology, real estate, construction. You have food and beverages, else media and entertainment industry, and renewable energy. Not energy, but renewable energy. Now, this is the industries. These are the industries that have produced more millionaires. So, if you are selling pure water or doing anything or working in an organization, then you know that you need to put some money aside and begin to look for people who are operating in this space and begin to invest in those companies. Begin to invest in those companies. Your money must be found in at least 1 or 2 or 3 of these segments, or else you are still playing catch-up. You're playing catch-up. Now you can see there's no oil and gas here. Renewable energy is different from oil and gas. There's no oil and gas here. That tells you probably some of those people that are just posing because they work in Chevron and oil and Mobil and everything. They are not even millionaires. They're just doing bobo. Because statistics, they don't even turn into top 7. Now, look at it this way. Look at it this way. Financial services produced more. Now, this is this is not just is area of what's it called? They are arranged according to the number of millionaires that they have produced. Financial industry services has produced more millionaires than any other industry. And then the next one is technology. Technology. But everybody in this space, whether else, media, entertainment, food and beverage, or anything, every one of them is involved in real estate. Not Steve Jobs. Bill Gates is one of the richest men in the world. But you know Bill Gates also has the biggest farm in the whole world. He has the biggest farm, and then land is still real estate. If you have the time, you go and watch this movie, The Founder, talking about how McDonald's was able to transform. Ray Kroc had to get to a point where he discussed with a young man, and the young man opened his eyes to the fact that you are not in the business of selling burgers. You are in the business of real estate. So once they get into that, you know what happened? The whole thing about McDonald's transformed just by understanding the fact that although there is, who is going ahead of me? Although there is food and beverage here, but everybody knows that you have to be one step in the real estate. And then real estate is the oldest, the most inclusive, and the most sure of all the seven. Most inclusive, sure of all the seven. And everybody in the six are still playing in the real estate, in the real estate industry. So it's simple, ladies and gentlemen. Before you start hearing savings, before you start hearing invest your money, before you start hearing all those things, it's good I came first to let you know that you have to follow data for you to be rich. You have to follow statistics for you to be wealthy. You have to be aware of the things that are ahead of you and then know where to plug yourself, know where to plug your money into so that you can get the best from everything that you do. So, thank God this is World Summit organized by a real estate organization. But do you know this also, that I say this several times, and I'm sure that God will want me to say this again. It's only a few people that actually struggle to the top. Only few. Like I always say it, nobody gets to the top. Everybody is brought to the top. Everybody is what? Brought to the top. So, I don't have money to invest, but I have the time to invest. If I were you, I would spend more time in the company of the Pertinence guys, because they are already operating in one of the oldest, the oldest among the seven. They are operating in an industry that all of the other ones operate in. Are we together here? So, hanging around them, listening to what they are saying, paying attention to those things that they are doing will get you faster into wealth creation than any other thing any other person will say. So, real estate, invest in it, move you from 70% to 30% to 10%, and eventually to 1%, and if God permits, the 1% of the 1%. The 1% of the 1%. But we must be wise. I've seen a lot of people, sir, who made so much money. They made so much money. But it's just a matter of time. Within 3 years, 4 years, and everything, they are running up and down right now. AFCC, people are taking them to court everywhere. I mean, you don't want to even know. So, even after you have gotten into the 1% or the 10%, you must make sure that you surround yourself with men that can call you to order. Are we together here? Men that can call you to order. I am not interested, you see, I'm not so fascinated if you make so much money. And I have a lot of them around me. They always throw billions at me. I made billions, I made billions. There was even one that said that even every day they are making 200 million naira. I mean, when I let me take the word make. They are getting 200 million. And sometimes you can get 200 million naira, it's not your money. They are debt. And then don't start to do some braggadocious attitude. But nevertheless, when you even get all those things and all those things are coming, then you need to realize something, that getting those billions right now is not a guarantee that those billions will keep coming. It is not a guarantee. So there are some things that you must do. That is why you must surround yourself with people. You must be able to get people around you that can call you to order. That can call you to order. I teach this a lot of the time, and I tell people, get yourself a mentor, get yourself an advisor, get yourself a coach, and also get yourself somebody that whenever you are around them, they can increase or empower or boost your energy. Because most of the time, people don't realize this. People do not connect. You don't get clients because of you. The marketplace does not favor you because of you. The marketplace does not clap to you for you because of you. Clients don't come because of you. People don't connect because of you. People connect to your energy, not to you. So by the time you know how to boost your energy and you know how to stay around people that can always activate or help you to boost that energy, you know what it does for you? It gives you more opportunities to attract wealth towards yourself. Towards yourself. Check this out. Once you leave here today, and 2-3 days, 1 week, 2 weeks, you realize that the way you feel is different. Your language will differ. And then the kind of people that are kind of attracted to you will start changing. But most of the time, we let the ball down. We drop the ball, and then we forget where we have started from. If you only know how to go back and reactivate and boost those energy, then you know how to always attract people back to back in your life. And again, look at this. Can you show me the slide that has all those billionaires? Let me just show you some things there. Billionaires. Okay, good. Now, if you can look at this very well, at age 30, 350, age 40, 10 years, 15 billion, and 26 years later, 135 billion. How many years is that cumulatively? 10, 26. That is 36. We didn't even start from when it was not nobody. Then you realize that this wealth thing takes time. Somebody tell your neighbor it takes time. You don't rush into it. Tell them you don't rush into it. You don't rush into it. It takes time. You build it deliberately. You look at 10 years. If you're lucky to win a lottery, good. But after you have won the lottery, make sure you hold the legs of Ezekiel and Sunday. Hold their legs. Say, I won lottery, oh, this is the amount, oh. But I want to stay here so that you can lecture me, because the way you won the lottery is probably the way you will lose the lottery if you don't have people like this around you. I can guarantee you that. Because wealth is not something you jump into. It's something that you deliberately and intentionally walk into. Let's see the next person. And you see that. Warren Buffett, age 30, $1 million. This one is even very serious because he's an investor. He's not even technology and everything. Age 56, $1 billion. And that is 26 years. And then, help me now, calculation. Almost 40 years, or more than 40 years, before he became, what's it called, 105 billion. Consistency. Consistency. Patience. Patience. Building wealth is not immediate. It is not a magic. It is not abracadabra. It is patience. Consistency. Denying yourself of some privileges. Denying yourselves of some opportunities. I remember those days when I started my own organization. I made sure that while I was still working, I bought all the suits that I will use for the next 2 years. The shoes that I will use for the next 2 years. The shirts that I will wear for the next 2 years. I bought them. And so simple, you know, I'm in the talking business. I made sure that my first suit was a black, no pattern. Second suit, black, no pattern, no design, deliberate. Third one was navy blue. The fourth one was dark gray, deliberate. Because you know what, I can wear a black suit every day and you won't know it's that black suit. All I just need to do is to change the shirt. Green shirt today, yellow shirt tomorrow, brown shirt this and that. You would know that it's the same suit. And then when you take off the suit, okay, my time is up, don't worry. When you take off the suit, you don't put it back in the wardrobe. You put it on a hanger and you hang it outside so that the sweat and the smell can ooze out. The sun can help you beat it very well. Why did I do that? Because I know that this business you're about to do or what I'm about to go into, I may not get money to do anything, and then even the money that I get must be put aside. I did not travel out of the country for like 5-6 years of doing that business. Could I have gone? Yes. Have I been going? Yes. But this time around, I know that because there are statistics and there are data that I must pay attention to. So consistency, and finally, my time is up. I've seen a lot of people that got their fingers burnt based on some kind of investment this, investment that. I have had people who got into a space because they saw me and they got into the space. I also was in the space. And also we all got our fingers burnt. But this is it. I have sat down. I have checked everywhere. You know, I always work with statistics. I've looked at data. I've looked at consistency. I've realized that for you not to get your fingers burnt, you don't look at consistency in performance alone. You understand? Look at it, consistency in performance. But that should not be the only judgment. Also look at consistency in integrity. Consistency in what? Integrity. How do you know? Most of us will look for the big thing before we know somebody who has integrity. No. Somebody said this so many years ago, perfection is not a little thing, but little things makes up perfection. So for you to check out integrity, you need to pay attention to some little things. Number one, when they organize a program and they put people on their handbills, do those people, do they show up? And then, do they post pictures, post events with those people there? Hello? Once they make commitment when they were growing, do they fulfill those commitments? So when you're looking at somebody, don't look at somebody who is 10 years. Look at what they were, their customers 1 year, 2 years, 3 years. Are they still there? You know, when I want to buy shares, one of the things that they will look at, what's it called now? Let me just use my word, consistency amongst the workforce. You buy shares from someone who who promotes somebody from their ranks. That's somebody who went to get an MD from outside. Most of the time, they promote in-house. That means what? Stability. So the people that you put your money with are the people who have shown that whatever they promise, they deliver. And in case that they do not deliver it, they come publicly to address the situation and apologize. But if they come with another kind of project, then you know there's a problem somewhere. I don't know the product that these two men will be rolling out. But one thing I can assure you, that they are men full of integrity. They are men full of integrity. 10 years is not a joke, but even above that, I listen to the things that they don't tell me. You know, sometimes they talk, but you have to be able to listen between the words that people are saying, so you can get what they are not saying. I remember I had a discussion with Ezekiel, and he was explaining some things to me. And then he explained it, and later I came back and said, you know what, we are out of the woods. And they told me what they did to be able to get out of the woods. That on its own will put my name and my brand behind them. Why? Because they've shown a level of commitment. And if you're looking at the path to wealth in this Lagos, in this Nigeria, these are the two men to follow. And I hope with those few words of mine, I've been able to show you where the money are, where to go, the path to follow. I've been able to tell you that, look, the best way to become wealthy is to follow the people who have integrity with their wealth, not the people who just have wealth without integrity. Thank you, and God bless you.